Welcome to NZWT Whitianga in New Zealand, where I may have lied slightly in the video title as it's not an entirely new airport scenery. It is an upgrade, but it's a pretty big upgrade. Now, in the original scenery I made for this place, there was a speedway racetrack here. But since then, the Mercury Bay Aero Club, who are the operators of the airfield, have decided to demolish that recreational facility which could be enjoyed by hundreds of people and build some hangars there. But I'm sure somebody is making some money out of that, so it's all okay, isn't it? Yeah, that's the most important thing. So this scenery upgrade I've done has all the new hangars, and they're all custom built things. I've done some other custom buildings too, including some of the stuff local to the aerodrome, such as the Carter's Builders Yard, and I think it all looks quite nice. Now, to be honest, I've not found great research material and photos and things to work from, so I'm not going to say the buildings I've made are 100% accurate to real life, but I don't think it's too bad. I think if you were part of the Mercury Bay Aero Club, well, you'll be a bit richer since demolishing the speedway track, but also I think you would be able to recognise everything here. I've done the best I can anyway for a scenery where Google Street View has actually been one of the major sources of my information. But, yeah, it's okay. There's certainly worse explained sceneries around, and I know that because I've made some of them. Anyway, let's have a flight, shall we? Yeah, there's two runways here. This is the longer 0422, and crossing it just up ahead is the shorter 1634 runway. That's the intersection just here. And off to the side are some houses, some hangars too, so you can park planes over there, and it's sort of part of the airfield. And also one of those houses there is the place where Philip lives. And yesterday he saw through his telescope his neighbours talking in their living room, and if his lip reading skills are anything to go by, they were apparently arguing about some creepy guy who lives next door to them. But those are not the only houses, as I have filled in some of the other buildings and stuff local to the aerodrome, which I always do. That makes airport sceneries look a bit nicer. So, yeah, and that also includes the industrial area back down by the apron end, which we'll have a closer look at later. It is quite a nice looking approach over the buildings, which does include the house down there where James lives. Last week his girlfriend poked him in both eyes, so he stopped seeing her for a while. Yeah, no problem if you land a little bit long here, as for a general aviation kind of airfield. This is quite a long runway actually, so there's plenty of room to get down and get stopped. Although we'll just do a touch and go, as we can then have a fly around and look at all of the approaches. These lighter coloured hangars, they're the new ones. See all the industrial area down there as well. Yeah, industrial area where in real life there is a place called Peninsula Party Hire. I'm not sure why anybody would want to hire a peninsula for their party, but if you were planning one and thought that a peninsula would be the perfect addition to your party, that's the place to go to hire one. of a turn onto finals for a runway that may have once stretched all the way down to this road that we're just about to fly over. Satellite pictures don't go far enough back to show it has a much longer active runway, but the earliest pictures do show another long strip of grass that's very similar in width to this shorter 1634 runway and perfectly in line with it too. I mean, even now, the most recent Google satellite pictures, there is still a little bit of the field down by the houses on South Road which seems to line up with the runway, and probably was the runway at some point. So yeah, it's been shortened, but yeah, even though it is a much shorter runway, there's still plenty long enough to operate GA traffic here. It's not like you're going to try and land a 737, is it? Even though I have actually landed a 737. Okay, so you shouldn't land a 737 here. Let's phrase it that way. Yeah, I don't think that's a normal thing that happens every day in the real Whitianga airfield. Let's turn around and introduce you to the most boring of the approaches into the airfield, over a field where there's kind of nothing much here to look at. Yeah, to be honest, in my sim flights I just never use this runway at all. The bigger one is the better of the two. Yeah, especially the approach which I've been doing as a save the best till last kind of thing. Yeah, sports fields there, and also down there is the house where William lives. Yeah, he recently sorted all his clothing into 3 categories: summer, winter, and in case I lose weight. I must admit I have a similar system myself. Yeah, so this is my favourite approach into Whitianga. When I'm flying just for fun, it's pretty much the only way I come in here. No matter which way the wind's blowing, I just think it looks really nice. You know, coming in this way over the buildings and the industrial area. And he made even better now with the custom Carter's Builders Yard place, which is that greenish building just off to the left. We're down, and we will come to a full stop this time. To be honest, I think that Carter's place is actually my favourite bit of the scenery, which is a little weird, as that means I've made an airport scenery where the best bit isn't even on the airport. I've only just realised that. So we'll go and park up by the Coro Club Cafe and Venue, which should really just be called the Coro Club Cafe. I mean, adding the word venue, a bus stop can be a venue. Venue is something you get just by existing. Yeah, you're just trying to make it sound a bit upper class and posh, aren't you? Which probably means a cup of coffee there is twice the price of a coffee in normal shops. But I've never been there, so I don't know. Could be doing them a disservice, and they do have reasonable prices. Yeah, so yeah, that's Whitianga Airfield then, NZWT. You can get a copy of this place and all of the other scenery I've made from my mega folder and if you look down at the description in the video, I've put a link to that which will take you straight there, because I'm kind of nice like that. So yeah, get yourself a copy and hope you have fun. See you soon.